I imagine as you were writing or recording it, I imagine there were key tracks which came along, or tracks which you thought helped lead the record where it was going.
There's two key tracks. The first one is Lost with an exclamation mark, and the second one is 42 because they were the first and last songs to be written.
Right.
And so, even when other songs are going really well, if you feel like you're missing one, it's always a little bugbear in your head.
Do you get that? Do you think
all the time.
There's a piece of the jigsaw which isn't in this box?
All night, every night, until one day it stops. And then for about 2 days, I think, okay, we've finished that album. And then another little thing comes in like, okay, now I need to do this or change that. Or, but when 42 arrived, I felt like, okay, we can hand it over.
Right. So that's the key piece.
Yeah.
And when you say it arrived, what in a moment of inspiration? Are you still doing that thing where you get up in the middle of the night thinking, I've got half a song, I must write it down now?
Yeah. Well, in fact, the best song on the record, a song called Viva la Vida,
Is that fact? Is that official?
I think it's been officially recognised by Norris McWhirter. The best song on the record, it was about 3:45 in the morning on about a Wednesday, and I'd just taken some sleeping pills to try and go to sleep, and this little thing came into my head which went, I used to rule the world, and I thought, God, that sounds like a big hit single to me. And then the other half of me said, yeah, you should go to bed. And then the other half of me replied, no, go downstairs and work it out. So I went down to find a guitar.
Right.
And I recorded it, and I'm very glad because it's an important song for us.
One of the great things one of the things which seems to be coming across is how you've sort of re-engaged with the learning process as well, or the opportunities to actually, get advice or bring something. Just go back to the start when you're sort of beginning to pick up information from other people.
It's funny, I think we're obviously confident in some things, but we're as nervous now as we were 7 years ago, because we do feel very much like we got to one level and then, we're starting a whole other one.
You did something different on this record, didn't you? You started writing from other people's perspectives. You were telling me the other day, which is something which you've never done before.
Well, I sort of thought it might be more interesting for people to listen to. Mm-hmm. But secretly, all the feelings in there could be, you've got to pretend to be other people, if you see what I mean.
So are you pretending to...
It's sort of like Howard Marks writing an album.
So are you pretending to feel some affection towards yourself, or are you pretending to be somebody who's giving you a bit of a kick up the backside? Or?
All these things. Okay. I mean, yeah, and yes, you're absolutely right.
Talking about live, going back on the road, how many songs, do you know how many songs you've recorded over the years now, in the past, 8 years since you...
It must be pushing 12.
How many songs are there? Do you know?
It's got to be actual that have been released, or that are anything that could be selected from. Live
which would be eligible for a live set.
We did actually write a list of that the other day, didn't we? And it was
frightening.
Well, not frightening, but I mean, in terms of the ones that we could actually play properly, the list is decreasing at an alarming rate. Have you gone back during rehearsals for the forthcoming tour and fallen in love again with some of the songs which maybe you haven't played, or older songs that you thought, it's nice to revisit that?
It is nice to play some Parachute stuff, our first album.
It's nice because it almost gives old songs a new lease of life when you put them next to new songs. It gives them an extra, or gives them a lift a little bit.
Yeah. Are you happy with the record this time round? You feel like you're happy with it?
Do we feel like we're happy with it?
Are you happy with it?
I think.
Do you think like do you feel like you've achieved something? Because I think you've achieved something more than I was expecting. And as you say, it was the end of. I think the last record was the end of the trilogy. This is the start of something else.
The Elegy. What would it be? This answer. What would this answer be? Should it be? What could it be? What would it be? Will, over to you.
I feel...
We would never answer that question, Steve.
No. Are you still too close to it?
No. It's just a very hard question.
Are you being humble again?
I'm not being humble at all.
No?
No one's really heard it yet.
Right, okay.
I'll be happy with it if someone who's spent £10 on it is happy with it.
Okay. Oh, that's a good answer, isn't
Yeah.
it? Because if people get it home, and
That's ultimately what it is. It's entertainment, and if people find it entertaining, then I'm very happy.
I think, strangely, and Howard described it in the New Six Music blog, the interesting thing about this, because I suspect there's more to come, and I think you mentioned there's a possibility of another album. This feels brilliantly like, it feels like either the first part of a two-part ITV drama,
Yeah.
or, even better, actually having thought about it more last night, it's like Kill Bill 1. Works
Right.
in its own right. Suggests there's another one to come. It opens up.
I
It
like that.
answers. It asks a lot of questions.
Is it as sexy as Uma Thurman in a yellow catsuit?
Well, you tell me.
I'll say so.
And listen, thank you very much for coming.
Thanks, Steve.